What's up, YouTube? This is Luke Clark with Set a Hook on Life. I just wanted to bring you another video. This one's going to be a little bit different. I did fish yesterday, caught some fish. It's kind of the same old stuff, so I just wanted to do a different kind of video. I've been asked by some friends that watch my channel, you know, hey man, why don't you do a little bit more with your tackle and tell us what you're using and stuff. And that's my fault. I should be doing that. So I've got some rods laid out. I've got some baits laid out. I actually think this is a perfect time to do this because I want to do a fall, tackle video anyway. And it's supposed to be in the 50s in the mornings and in the 70s for highs next week. So I don't want to do a whole full video on that, but it's definitely getting time. It's got me excited. Fall is my absolute favorite time of year to fish. Even over spring, I'll pick fall anytime when the fish really, get on that bait and start schooling. That seems to be when I do the best and what I'm the best at. So I'm going to share some baits, what I've been using. It's baits I've won tournaments on since, recently. I won one about a month ago. A few weeks before that, I won a club tournament, and about a month before that one, I won a club tournament, and have won some money this year using these baits. So, like always, subscribe, questions, comments, comment on my videos, comment on the channel. This is my fourth video. My third one is it's over 400, getting close to 4,500 views. So I really appreciate the support. I was approached by two guys yesterday. We were just talking about my boat. And I told them I had a YouTube channel. They both pulled out their phones, young kids, maybe 20 years old, pulled out their phones immediately and subscribed. And I really appreciate that. If you guys ever see me at the boat ramp or out on the water, I'm the approachable guy. Please come talk to me. Tell me you're watching my videos. I'll answer the questions the best I can. And I just appreciate the support. I'm not that guy that you can't approach. Come talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. Even if I'm in a tournament, I don't care. Come talk to me. But I'm going to kind of get right into what I've been catching fish on here lately. And bait's good for this upcoming fall. I do the best, which you've heard me say a lot this summer in my first few videos, that I can't catch fish on top water. Well, yesterday, first thing that morning, I had two big giant blow-ups. One on a black whopper flopper, threw a walking bait in behind it, missed it too. Just blowing up, just missing it. I don't know why. I did end up catching one on a buzz bait, but it was a small largemouth, so it don't count. Fall time for me, top water is when I really start catching them. So I'm really looking forward to that. So let's just kind of get right into it. I keep looking down because I got rods here thinking what we're going to talk about. So I'll just get right into it. What I've been catching a lot of fish on this summer is a minnow. This is the Crush City Mooch Minnow. Electric shad color. I like the green shad too. I throw it on a tungsten 3/16 ounce 1/0 hook. I've tried the 3/0 just to get a bigger hook, but the 1/0 works better with this bait too. It's the Elastic, really stretchy, real durable. I like it because you can catch multiple fish on it. But tungsten head has great return from your sonar, so this small bait you can see it. Let's get into the next one. And this is more of a fall bait, but I threw it yesterday, caught a good fish on it, had 3 or 4 trying to get it out of his mouth. This is the Jackall Riser. A lot of you know what this is. Come out a few years ago, and it's been a killer bait. We fished a PBC championship on Hartwell a few years ago. 17 to 18 pounds a day was caught on this little bait. On my minnow and on this one, this one's 15-pound braid to 8-pound leader. The minnow, same thing, but I think I have 20-pound braid on it now. That's actually the same braided line I had on last spring throwing a wacky rig. This braided line lasts forever. What do I want to do next? I'll get into top water. Throw a buzzbait a lot. Twin buzzbait or normal. White horny toad, black horny toad. Everybody does it. Or you can throw the skirt. I have been, before I get this, something I started doing at Chickamauga. That's a 4 3/4 swim bait. Been putting it on the back of my buzzbaits just to try it. I was up there, fished a big bass. I've been 5 or 6 years in a row. Usually cut a check, and I was struggling last year, fishing all my stuff down the lake, ledges, brush piles, everything I always do. So the last day of the tournament, I said, I'm going to do something different. I ran way up in the river, had a big swim bait on a buzzbait, and I killed them and ended up cutting a check. So I've been throwing that a lot, brought it back to Lake Norman. It works on Norman too. I still think the horny toad may work better on Norman, but I do catch a lot of them on there. So walking baits, I throw whopper plopper a lot. Everybody knows what those are. But this is a old school Lucky Craft Sammy. It was a sexy shad color. It has no paint left on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. The bite marks around that front hook. This is my all-time favorite walking bait. I have spooks. I have sexy dogs. I have pencil poppers. You name it. This will be my all-time favorite. You can work it really slow. It has a good swooping action, or I can burn it fast. The feather on it, I make these just messing around a few years ago. I actually started it for my poppers. I wanted my poppers to sit straight up and down in the water when I stopped it. And I was like, well, how can I do that? Easily, inexpensively. So I made these feathers out of sewing thread. It'll retain the water and it gets heavy. So it's just white sewing thread. That's red sewing thread. I'll wrap it, take super glue, glue it. It stays forever. It works really good on my walking baits too. It gives it a good whipping action. So, this is something I come up with, put it on my hooks. It's worked great. Every walking bait I have, all my poppers have my personal feathers on them. So pretty proud of that. My number one all-time bait ever will be a spinnerbait. And this started over 20 years ago on Lake Norman. Always burn it in the wintertime, summertime, it doesn't matter. I'm burning my spinnerbaits. Around shade lines on docks, dredge lines. Of course, everybody knows if the wind's blowing, throw a spinnerbait. My favorite color, this is just white and chartreuse, 3/8 ounce, 2 gold willow leaf blades. I throw a Zoom split tail, a split tail trailer. I don't know if you can see that. Still old. I've always thrown those. I'll always throw. People put swim baits on the back of them, whatever. I just like the action of the split tail. If you gave me one bait that I could only tournament fish with for the rest of my life, it'd be a spinnerbait. I do throw white a good bit, but white and chartreuse, I throw that most of the time. Switch gears. Well, since we're talking about moving baits, I'll pull another one out. So at Murray, is a club tournament. It was our club road trip, so we teamed up. So me and my partner, me and him ended up winning. Don't remember exactly the weight, but I did catch a couple 4s, caught a 5.5, a lot of 3s. We had a good week, and we were there mid-April, so that far south, pretty much the spawn was done, but there was a lot of fry garters, a lot of the herring chasing bass. I done moved back out. There were still a few spawners, but just not many at all. But I caught a lot on, and I've come to love this bait, green pumpkin chatterbait. So I will put this is a freeloader, Crush City freeloader. I'll put this, a green pumpkin one on the back of this, works great. And just kind of slow roll it across the bottom and bump it. I think it's just a good brim imitator. Caught a 5 3/4 on this at Baden during the club tournament, won that tournament. So green pumpkin chatterbait, love it. Since I picked this up, and by the way, this is another minnow style bait. The reason I had this out was not for chatterbait trailers, but I had this out because in the fall, believe it or not, and in the summertime, sometimes the bigger fish will want a bigger bait, and this is bigger than the mooch minnow. And I'll throw this on a 1/4 ounce screw lock head, 3/0 hook. Back to what I was talking about. So getting closer to fall, and during the fall, fish kind of get keyed in on shad better. So I'll switch. This is a spot remover color, 3/8 ounce chatterbait. Freeloader on the back. Not exactly a green shad. It'll probably be more of a whiter color. I love these as chatterbait trailers, by the way. Not a spinnerbait trailer, chatterbait trailer. Spinnerbait trailer will always be a split tail trailer. So yeah, more shad bait colored chatterbaits I'll be transitioning to here shortly. Fluke, been catching some on a fluke. Something you always need to have tied on, especially Lake Norman. It's good around, dredge. There's so many dredge lines. Shades around wood, if they come up busting. The fluke's one of the oldest school baits out there. It always works. Now we'll get into shaky head. So I don't have one out, but the Zoom Mag finesse worm, you can look it up. Is what I typically throw more than anything on a shaky head. This is a Senko. It's the same length as this, a little bit different shape. The tail is fatter, kind of. So I guess when it's on the bottom, it just gives it more action. I'll go back and forth all year long, but primarily in the summertime, I'm throwing a Zoom Mag finesse. In the wintertime, I go to this, and I'll downsize my line. It's something about the fall. I think fish get line shy a little bit. I always throw 17 or 18. I treat it like a jig. My shaky head rod is my jig rod. I still throw a jig some. I used to only primarily throw a jig, but I throw this most of the time now. To me, fish are going to always hit a worm. I can, believe it or not, skip it better. I can skip it to the back of the dock. But I treat it like throwing a big jig, heavy line. It's my jig head. I throw a screw lock, 1/4 ounce, 5/0 hook. It's a meat hook. I throw a big hook on my shaky head. Like I said, treat it like a jig. When a fish bites this, I'm leaning into him as hard as I can. Like I said, I go back and forth between the two baits. Mag finesse worms, primarily summertime. They love that worm at Chickamauga. Wintertime, they like this. This Senko's green pumpkin is a little more green. Zoom's green pumpkin is a little more brown. So something about the colors, especially if the water's real clear. So if it's not a spinnerbait all the time, it's going to be this. So yeah, that's I think that's it. That's pretty much what I've been using lately a lot. Been catching a lot on a minnow. Try not to, but when fishing's tough, you got to do it. I won money at Hickory up there on a minnow. But Baden and other places, I've won money, won tournaments power fishing. So that's the way I'd rather fish. Is power fishing. Especially winding, throwing a winding bait, a chatterbait, a spinnerbait, top water, but I will slow down and fish docks too. So I don't want to get too in depth with just fall, just because we're not there yet. This coming week's got me excited with the temperatures, so we're not there yet. I still think we got the water. To me, I still saw that good black tannic color, so to me the water's not done turning over, which is a lot of reason why the fishing's still tough. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't want to, like I said, get too in depth with a fall tackle video. I'll try to do these every so often, at least show what I'm doing. Try to help whoever I can. Like I said, comment on my videos, approach me. I don't care. I want to just talk about fishing. Appreciate you guys' support. Appreciate you guys watching, the guys that have commented. I've had new guys I don't even know comment, and I really, really, really appreciate that. It means the world to me. This ain't a get rich nothing. This is a hobby of mine. If anything, this is to go, if YouTube's a way to go back and look at fish catches. So that's the way I'm treating it. So I like, subscribe, thumbs up, all the stuff. Set your notification bells for when I put out a video. I said from the very first one, I'm going to try my best to put out a video a week. If weather's bad, I'm a weekend warrior. The only day I really got to fish is Saturday. If I can't go because of weather, then we'll do stuff like this. The channel's always going to be centered around fishing, but it just may have to do with my life sometimes. So, that's what we'll do. We'll just roll with it. And like I said in the very first one, we're going to see where the Lord takes this channel. And, we always give him the glory. So it's his. I'm just here fishing. So thank you guys for watching, and we will definitely see you on the next one.